I'm sure when watching the trailer, a great many of you missed some points that really play a big part. How are all the new teasers connected? And how do they relate to the new episode? Why aren't we given any information about some of the characters? Gooseworks and Glitch have started actively posting new teasers again for the amazing digital circus. And I will remind you that we are less than 2 months away from the release of the second episode. And what can I say that the digital circus is really a very mysterious place, as well as new locations in it, because there are secrets hidden here. By the way, somewhere in the video I hid Orbsman's photo, and everyone who finds it will get a very interesting fact in the comments, which I specially didn't tell in this video. And the first point that interests me is why we know practically nothing about Gangle. Very few people talk about it, and Glitch and Gooseworks give us almost no information. I think this makes sense because if we take any of all 6 characters, each of them directly affects the plot. And if we forget about any of them, it could end badly for all the main characters. If we take Kaufmo as an example, then in the digital circus, the characters were not particularly friendly with him, which ultimately led to sad consequences. Some locations were broken. Ragatha almost became abstracted. And in general, half of the plot of the first episode was built on the abstracted Kaufmo. Therefore, if every character is important, the plot of not only the second episode, but the entire series as a whole depends on it. So what role could Gangle play in episode 2? Is it possible that she will become abstracted or simply become crazy? I think there is some chance that she will abstract herself. Perhaps this will happen in some final episodes. But what can affect this? And I will tell you this, Candy Canyon from the second episode will play a very big role here. As we all know, Gangle is usually very sad and dejected. Everything is supposedly built on her mask of joy, but her inner world plays a big role here, because if you remember one of the old teasers, she can look happy and with a mask of sadness. So the first reason why Gangle can go crazy is communication with Kinger. From the first episode, we realize that overall they hit it off. But it is worth paying attention to the fact that Kinger himself is a slightly crazy character, and when communicating, some habits or customs can be passed on to Gangle. Gangle is also very sensitive and sees how other characters treat her, like Jax, who deliberately broke her mask of joy. If there are too many situations like this, Gangle may simply start avoiding the characters, which will ultimately lead to abstraction. Another interesting fact that can completely change the fate of Gangle is Candy Canyon. If we remember her dark and gloomy room that the developers showed us in this teaser, we can see that she is sitting with her sad mask and perhaps talking about something. You can also see a lot of comedy masks, and most of them are glued together. I believe that these may be her mental wounds and, as we see, she is not alone. There is a possibility that if she does not change the location, she may become completely abstracted, because she has the appropriate mask. Well, if we look at the canyon, it is very colorful, looks very cheerful, and there is a feeling that everyone who gets there will feel great. I can say that perhaps once there, Gangle will find himself and will feel much better. Maybe there she will meet new characters and they will have great communication. I think Candy Canyon could be her escape from abstraction. And if we compare her room and the new location, we see that her room is complete darkness and hopelessness, and the canyon is a very promising place for Gangle. After all, it is there that she can feel comfortable, and perhaps she will finally walk around with a comedy mask. But I also want to note that even if Candy Canyon can't lift Gangle's mood, she doesn't abstract herself in the second episode. Perhaps later there will be some new opportunities for her, and she will still cope with her mood. From this, I have another very interesting theory. What if Candy Canyon becomes someone's favorite place in the digital world? Will it be possible to return there? And will all the new characters remain there? I think that after the second episode, this location will be encountered by the main heroes more than once on their way. However, in the first episode, the location with Glowing Queen most likely disappeared. But if we compare the scale of these locations, Candy Canyon will be much larger. In addition, this location can be constantly updated and expanded even further. So I think that anyone who wants to return to Candy Canyon will be able to do so. I also have another interesting theory. What if the new location in some places may be underdeveloped by Kane? This way, the characters can gather in these places and discuss how they can escape the digital circus, because Kane won't be watching there. It is also likely that there may be a way out hidden somewhere, but the question remains whether the characters will want to leave the digital circus if there is always something new in it, and they cannot get bored there. What do you think about it? Write your theories in the comments. Further, the question that still remains unresolved is why we have so little information about Zubal, Ragatha, and Gangle. To begin with, some of these characters may remain in the digital circus. As we understand about Ragatha, thanks to the teaser from Gooseworks, she will 100% appear in the new location. But what can you say about Zubal? What if she refuses to do Kane's task again? I don't think Kane will just leave it like that, because he really doesn't like it when people break his rules. Maybe he will do the same with Zooble as in the first episode. He will simply make sure that she ends up in the Candy Canyon against her own will, but then it is still unknown what could happen. I can imagine that she will be captured by some character. But on the other hand, I think that based on the first episode, Zubal will no longer make such mistakes and will participate in all new tasks. About Gangle, I can say that we really have very little information about her because her character was not fully revealed to us. They might not have shown it to us on purpose, because they will tell us about it in more detail in the new episode so that we have a more accurate idea of it and do not get confused in our thoughts. We finally got to see Ratha, but in the teaser she looks too angry, and it's not clear why, because this is the only teaser with her where she is in the Candy Canyon. I hope that in less than a month, we will be able to see a newer and more detailed trailer for the second episode, where we will be told about some details and about other characters. For example, the fact that many did not notice this character who stands at the gates of Candy Canyon. It's just a couple of pixels, but it reminds me of the silhouette of a jelly crocodile. Because judging by the teasers from Gooseworks, this character will be the sheriff of Candy Canyon, and it will be he who will meet the main characters. By the way, the jelly elephant that drives the carriage can also be a new secret character. Perhaps he will be able to talk, and his role will not only be to transport the characters. I have a theory that he may know the entire route in Candy Canyon, as well as the route of all the paths in the underground tunnels. And I think that's what this teaser is depicting, because it doesn't look like some kind of underground room. By the way, perhaps they will appear and disappear like red doors with the sign "Exit" like in a digital circus. But we still don't know where they can really lead. I think that soon Glitch or Gooseworks will show us some more interesting places that can be seen in the second episode of the amazing digital circus. What do you think about the characters being able to find something unusual and secret in the new location that will help them escape the digital circus? Do you think Candy Canyon will remain for future episodes? Be sure to write your theories in the comments. I will definitely read them. Perhaps I will analyze your theory in the next video. Also, don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel. Best of luck to everyone, and bye-bye.